Quick4 chambers are available in 4 models: Quick4 Equalizer 24, Quick4 Equalizer 36, Quick4 Standard, and Quick4 High Capacity chambers. Chambers can be installed in trenches ranging from 18 to 36 inches wide. Invert heights vary from 6 to 11 inches. This program will demonstrate how to properly install infiltrator chambers using the Quick4 High Capacity chamber. Complete written installation instructions for Quick4 chambers, as well as state and application-specific design manuals, can be downloaded from Infiltrator Systems website at infiltratorsystems.com. It is important to follow these guidelines on an Infiltrator septic installation site. Infiltrator chambers may only be installed according to state and local regulations and must only be installed on sites approved for septic installations. Check with local authorities before you dig. Like conventional systems, the soil and site conditions should be approved prior to installation. Conduct a thorough site evaluation to determine the proper sizing and siting of the system before installation. Avoid direct contact with chambers when using construction equipment, especially if the soil has not been compacted. Be sure to have a 12-inch minimum of compacted cover in all soils except sand. This is necessary to support a 16,000 pounds per axle wheel load rating, which is equivalent to an H10 AASHTO rating. Only drive across the trenches when necessary. Never drive down the length of the trenches. To avoid additional soil compaction, never drive vehicles over the completed system, since the soils may not have completely settled. The following components and tools are required for installation: Quick4 chambers, MultiPort end caps, PVC pipe and couplings, laser, transit or level, shovel and rake, tape measure, utility knife, backhoe. Optional components and tools are distribution box, 2-inch drywall screws, screw gun, hole saw, invert adapter, 4-inch cap for inspection port, glue, wooden stakes, string line, and spray paint. Stake out the location of all trenches and lines according to the site plan. Begin by measuring the trench length. Then, lay the string line and mark the location with spray paint. Set the elevations of the septic tank, inlet pipe, and trench bottom. With the septic tank installed, excavate and install the header manifold piping or distribution box. Ensure that it has the prescribed slope. As you begin excavating and leveling the first trench, prepare the MultiPort end caps. With a utility knife, score the appropriate diameter for the inlet pipe to start the tear-out seal. The seal allows for a tight fit for 3-inch and 4-inch SDR35 and 4-inch Schedule 40 pipe. Pull the tab on the tear-out seal to create an opening on the end cap. If the tab does not tear out cleanly, trimming may be required. Snap off the molded splash plate located on the bottom front of the end cap. Install splash plate into the appropriate slots below the inlet to prevent trench bottom erosion. Insert the inlet pipe into the end cap at the beginning of the trench. The pipe will go in several inches before reaching a stop. Check to be sure it has the prescribed slope. Continue excavating the trench, moving away from the inlet piping. Rake the bottom and sides of the trench if smearing has occurred while excavating. Remove large stones and debris. Be sure to over-excavate the trench width in areas where you are planning to contour. As the excavation proceeds down the trench, ensure the trench is level or has the prescribed slope using a level, transit, or laser. The trench is now ready for the installation of chambers. Please note, it is at the discretion of the installer to either install chambers progressively as the trenches are excavated or to install chambers after all the trenches have been excavated. Place the inlet end of the first chamber over the back edge of the MultiPort end cap. It is helpful at this stage to place a few shovels full of soil at the chamber joint connection to hold the end cap in place. To connect the subsequent chambers, lift and place the end of the next chamber onto the previous one by holding it at a 90-degree angle. Line up the chamber's inlet end between the connector hook and locking pin at the top of the first chamber. Lower to the ground to connect the chambers. If necessary, swivel the chamber on the pin to the proper direction for the trench layout. Continue connecting the chambers until the trench is complete. When all the chambers of one trench have been installed, check the tops to ensure they are level. Repeat this step after the entire system has been installed. Note, the flat spot on the inspection port area is a consistent spot to measure the elevations using a laser or transit rod. The last chamber in the trench requires an end cap. Lift the end cap at a 45-degree angle and insert the connector hook through the opening on the top of the end cap. Bend the tab down with your finger while lowering the end cap to the ground until the end cap snaps into place. Do not remove the tear-out seal. To ensure structural stability, it is important to fill the sidewall area by pulling soil from the sides of the trench with a shovel. Continue backfilling the entire sidewall area, making sure the fill covers the louvers. Pack down the fill by walking along the edges of the trench and chambers. Be sure to pack down only enough to match the natural in-place density of the surrounding native soils. This step is important to assure structural support. Do not walk in the sidewalls in wet or clay soils. Proceed to the next trench and begin with step 1. Note, side ports in the MultiPort end caps eliminate the need for pipe fittings. Optional inspection ports for monitoring or venting may be installed after filling and walking in the sidewall. The location of the inspection port varies by code. Use a hole saw to cut an opening in the pre-marked area at the top of the chamber to create a 4 1/4 to 4 1/2 inch opening. Glue a short section of pipe into the coupling. Then glue the long section of pipe of the appropriate length to the opposite side of the coupling to reach the finished grade. Attach a cap or threaded cap or cleanout assembly onto the protruding pipe at the appropriate height. Set the constructed section of pipe into the chamber's inspection port sleeve. The coupling should rest flush on top of the chamber. Use 2 screws to fasten the pipe to the sleeve around the inspection port. A small valve cover box may be used if the inspection port is below the desired grade. The system must be inspected by a health officer or regulatory official as required by state and local codes before backfilling can occur. Contact your health authority. To backfill the trench, use a backhoe or dozer to push the fill material over the chambers. Keep a minimum of 12 inches of compacted cover over the chambers before driving over the system. Do not drive over the system with wheeled vehicles while backfilling in sand. In shallow cover applications with a minimum of 6 inches of cover, construct a mound or ramp of soil over the trench at a minimum height of 12 inches in the area of travel. Once across, backblade to specified cover. When backfilling and covering fill soil systems and raised systems, Infiltrator Systems recommends the use of tracked equipment exerting loads of no more than 10 psi with 6 inches of cover. It is best to leave several extra inches of soil over the finished grade to allow for settling. This also ensures that runoff water is diverted away from the system. The site should be seeded or sodded after the system is covered to prevent soil erosion. With proper standard care and maintenance, septic systems can provide many years of reliable, cost-efficient performance. Installers and homeowners can greatly improve the life and health of the septic system by following these practical guidelines. Most septic system problems are due to lack of proper care of the septic tank. Be sure to check and pump the tank regularly. Have a local septic contractor check the tank every 2 to 3 years. Get the tank pumped every 3 to 5 years. Conserve water. Turn off faucets. Repair or replace leaky plumbing fixtures. Space out heavy water-using activities such as washing clothes. Keep drains clear. Items such as tissues, paints, poisons, or cooking fats should not go into the system. Use household chemicals sparingly. Excessive use of disinfectants, bleach, and similar products can hinder a septic system's natural biological processes. Don't use additives that claim to extend septic system life. They do not affect the need for periodic pumping. Keep surface water away from the leach field. Divert exterior drainage pipes, driveway runoff, and sump pumps away from the leach field. Encourage the right plant growth. Remove trees that grow water-seeking roots. Grow grass or ground cover over the leach field to prevent erosion. Avoid physical damage to the system. Don't drive over the system. Don't cover the system with concrete or blacktop. Infiltrator Systems Quick4 chambers deliver a higher level of performance on every front, from ease of installation to system reliability and homeowner satisfaction. Communities, property owners, and installers get an environmentally sound, cost-effective solution for on-site wastewater management. It's easy to see why we're the #1 choice for new and replacement septic leach field systems. Infiltrator offers specific products and designs for almost any on-site wastewater system. For more information or to receive a septic system owner's manual, call 1-800-221-4436 or visit our website at infiltratorsystems.com. Complete installation instructions are also available for download.